ready to take your investment game to the next level? Introducing Digital Investor, your ultimate guide to mastering the digital marketplace. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, Digital Investor brings you cutting-edge game theoretical strategies, expert insights, and real-time tips and tactics to analyze, evaluate, invest, and grow your wealth. Don't miss out on the digital revolution. Visit www.nickblacknext.com and start your journey with Digital Investor today.
That's a good question. Yeah, that's a good question about the juke vote. I looked earlier and I didn't see anything. I can look again. Let me look. Let's see. You know, by the way, you guys can go through Phantom Wallet, and through Phantom Wallet, you can go to the website, right? You know, you guys can do that. You can do that. You go to the little hourglass on the right. Up at the top, you click sites, and then they'll show different sites. And one of them is Jupiter DeFi. One of them is Jupiter DAO. So you go Jupiter DAO, which is listed number 10. And then you go and look and see if there's any new questions. And there are no, as far as right now, there's no new proposals. So, yeah. The last one was just the update of the logo proposal, and that did not go through. The vote was no, but only by a little bit. I'll show you. I will show you. You see it? That was the vote. It was no by just a bit. Yeah. Well, okay. It was no by 71.5 million votes, but we'll just say it was barely. Anyway, fun stuff. Okay, we got cool stuff to talk about today. There's a lot in the news. So we'll cover our news, and then we'll get, remember, this is the Tuesdays and Thursday is office hours. So it's more like Q&A type stuff. So I will try to prejudice my behavior based on the cues. What's up with GMRT joining the FET ASI? No, it's not joining Fetch ASI. It's the same. These guys, everybody's looking for publicity. They're looking for different markets to get into. So this isn't anything new, by the way. This happened over many days ago. You guys know that, right? This is not new. I just didn't want to talk about it because I'm not talking about anything that has to do with Fetch or ASI because it's an AI meme coin dumpster farm. So yeah, it's really kind of a nothing. It's a nothing burger. There's nothing that Fetch or ASI can do for them. It's not like the Fetch ASI community is a bunch of gamers. So I just don't think it means anything. It's the same way that Twin is partnering with Fetch. You're like, why? Well, if you ask the guys at Twin, they're like, because maybe there's somebody over there that's never heard of Fetch. That's about it. Ain't no real partnership. Oh, let's see. I'm going to listen to the old Warlock guy spouting technical. Oh, yeah. God. Can you imagine? Kenny's cool, but like, I don't think Kenny ever made any money. I don't think all of that stuff, shake out, fake out, breakout, all that kind of stuff, none of that stuff means anything. None of those technical analysis traders make anything. All they can do is just sell a service. because it just doesn't work. Yeah. Oh, so I was going to talk about this. Did you guys hear the Cardano whiny bitch video yesterday, where I thought he was gonna cry? This should in news that should surprise no one. Charles Hoskinson did not get invited to the White House. So you start to wonder, then why was Ada even mentioned? This is how you know that Donald Trump he's disconnected from these tweets and all this kind of stuff that's on. He's not managing his Truth Social account. That's his kids. And that's World Financial. And it seems like they're just talking up the bags that they have already been investing in. So yeah, it's pretty funny. But yeah, Charles, he's like, I looked on Monday and I didn't have an invite, and I looked on Tuesday and I didn't get an invitation, and I looked today and I still don't have an invitation. So I guess I'm not going to the White House. No shit, you fat fucking slob. Of course you're not going, because you've been bullshitting everyone for months. See, this whole thing, look, we all as a group laughed at this when he was saying, oh, I'm going to, remember, it was so sketchy. He goes, I'm going to Washington, going to be talking to some people. No, you're not, bitch. You're talking to nobody, or you're talking to some new recruit senator from, Rhode Island or some shit. Like, he was talking to a bunch of nobodies about nothing. But he was intimating to everyone, oh, I'm dealing with the White House. Bullshit. He was never dealing with them. So that was all a bunch of bullshit. Then he was like, oh, I might be at SpaceX. I can't really talk about it. Sure you can. You can talk about it. It's not like you're in Vegas. You went to SpaceX, you paid, and you took a tour. And you didn't meet Elon because he doesn't give a shit about you, Charles. So yeah, you can talk about it. But anytime someone's like, oh, I can't talk about it, everybody's like, oh, no. With Charles, when he says he can't talk about it, it's because there's nothing to talk about. And the fact that he I guess his theory was, if I insinuate enough, I'm bound to get invited at some point. Like, Charles, buddy, in your own state, where they were somewhat pro-crypto, and they listed 10 crypto assets. Yours didn't even make it. Cardano didn't even make it. Like, wouldn't 10 crypto assets listed by some state agency just be the top 10? Like, wouldn't you just list the top 10, kick out the stable coins, and say this is crypto? And then if there's any sketchy ones, you just kick those out as well. Man, his own state snubbed him. It's like, God. Charles, you're such an embarrassment. Leave Cardano. Charles, you made your money. We get it. You don't have to prove it to us anymore. Leave Cardano. Leave it. Go away. Kick fucking rocks. You're not needed. The dude is probably the reason Cardano is not $2 or $3. He's the reason. And also that they do one transaction per second. Okay, that's neither here nor there. All right. Anyway, yeah. What a jackwagon. Well, you teed that up. That wasn't even a rant. That was just a straight Charlesing. Okay. Please don't tell Mario and Prince will destroy it. No. Look, Mario is Mario. One thing I will say about him, he's not very clever, right? He's not a super smart guy, but he's not a dummy. He's an accountant, right? Who masquerades as a clever financial, creator, right? Like he monetizes things, he financializes products and all that. He does nothing. He and Marcelo and one of their dads' money funded Singularity DAO. Singularity DAO has some cool tools. I still use it. It's a good platform. It's a little clunky, but you can get, it's not super intuitive, but you can get it done. So they do have some cool stuff. The problem was when he started thinking he understood markets and this whole ASI thing, which way before they did this, I was on good terms with Mario. We were working on, potentially working on stuff together. And I said, dude, stay away from this. Don't do it. And then when they first put the proposal out there, I messaged him. I said, dude, don't do this the way you guys are doing it. Take some time. I wasn't against the merger. I was against the way it was kind of done and the way it was bullshitted through and the AstroTurf vote and all that. But because it was not a legitimate vote. It was the insiders using their tokens to vote, which that's not a legitimate vote. Before they had voted, it was almost 70% against the merger. There would be no merger if they actually used the community's tokens counting as votes. But because Ben and David and Mario and all the other SNet guys and Janet use their own tokens to vote, well, of course, the four of them have more tokens than anyone else. So the vote passes. Then they also just slip in on the referendum. Oh, by the way, we're going to claw forward 100 million AGIX tokens and sell them. They said they were going to tell us when they were going to sell them. That was a lie. They said they weren't going to sell them just on the open market. That was a lie. Also, how do you get tokens that are locked in a smart contract? So they weren't locked in a smart contract. That also was a lie. And at that point, you got to cut loose. So that's the end of that. So, but at this point, they're looking at what they have. They're looking at their bevy of assets, and they're saying, how can we monetize this stuff? Because it's probably the end. They have to realize, Ben realizes, certainly, that he is not competent or realistic competition for Google or Anthropic or Perplexity or Hypercycle or Grok, G-R-O-Q, or Grok, G-R-O-K, or what they're doing in AI over what XAI, or Microsoft, or OpenAI, or fucking the $6 million man, DeepSeek. Singularity Net, Fetch, ASI, that whole spammy mess is not competition for any of these entities, nor the next 200 entities that you've not heard about that are better funded, better staffed, with competent brain power. They're just not. So I think they realize this, and they're looking at what they got. They're saying, well, I guess let's start cashing out. I've never, ever heard Ben talking about selling until I heard him talking about selling. Oh, I might sell some Hypercycle tokens for tax purposes. What? That's just a rigid lie. And then he said, well, and then before that, oh, we're going to sell some AGIX tokens. We're going to buy a bunch of chips, a bunch of hardware. Why? Go rent that shit. What do you think AWS is? Why are you going to buy hardware, stupid? You can go rent it from NVIDIA. So you're going to just light? No. What it is you're trying to cover up the fact that each of those three teams basically gets to cash out $100 million and put it in their back pocket. Humayun and his douchebaggery, they want to put $100 million in their pocket. They said it on an open call. I mean, they said it, straight up said it. Everybody heard it. And then Ben later, oh, don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. Fuck you. Come on, man. We're so far from those days of crypto. So anyway, Mario and his team are looking at what's left and what they can cash in. Sophiaverse is worth nothing. Cogito is worth nothing. NewNet is worth nothing. Singularity DAO is worth nothing. AGIX, we don't even know what it's worth. So, okay, let them go. Sell all your shit. Get the fuck out of here. You're not doing anything in AI anyway. Cool. So you just got to treat it as that. It's a bunch of guys with some stuff. They've realized that they threw their Hail Marys. There's nothing left, and they're just getting out of the way. So I just say, go. Get out of the way. Just go. See you later. Bye. Let's see. Did Ben outsmart Tufi in regards to being allowed to sell his tokens? No, he didn't outsmart. What do you mean outsmart? Tufi was the one who gave those guys the tokens to cleanly separate. He just wanted a clean separation. Tufi said, I don't want to be involved with you guys. I mean, they're friends, but on a business level. Now, I'm also not talking about on a personal level. Listen, Mario as an individual is a nice guy. Ben seems like a nice guy, right? Like, okay, they're nice guys. But Janet, very nice, very complimentary, nice person. They're nice people. They're poor business people. That's a distinction with a difference. So, and I don't even know how, Chris. I'm not even sure how you would arrive at that. Did Ben outsmart Tufi? If Tufi gave him the tokens and said, "You're no longer a part of Hypercycle," I don't know what outsmarting there was. They just cleanly severed. As a matter of fact, Tufi did them all a solid. Tufi gave them way more than they deserved, because I think he wanted to keep everybody on in good faith. And Ben had said originally, I'm going to take all of my tokens and put them into licenses. That's what Ben had said. But then Ben decided, well, here was another thing that you guys, this was the heart of a big part of it. Ben was angry that Tufi wouldn't open source, Tufi and Dan wouldn't open source Toda IP. And they said, why would we build this piece of software that took a decade and give it away to everyone for free? Ben likes to give things away for free, which is also why a lot of people don't want to do business with Ben. You can't give everything away for free all the time. Like, this is the communism problem. Communism is great until you run out of other people's shit to give away. And then what? Even Marx said it. It's very clear. You need fierce periods of intense capitalism to fill the coffers so that you can freely distribute to the people. But it's a cycle. So anyway, yeah, there's just a lot there. But basically, he was mad that Tufi wouldn't open source, Tufi and Dan wouldn't open source this thing that they spent a decade on. They said, we will open source it over time as we do new development. And so the way they do it, it's really kind of a cool system. As the nodes branch, right, the splits occur, with each subsequent branching, a little bit of the IP is open sourced. That way they get to some kind of network lock-in, some kind of amount of total participants that's big enough that they won't go backwards by having exposed some of the original kind of underlying IP. Ben was not satisfied with that. So Ben said, I'm out of here. I'll build my own hypercycle, and it'll be called Metacycle. And then Ben and Tufi were like, okay, good luck to you, sir. Good luck to you, sir. My guess is, I'm just one guy chopping it up here, but my guess is if they couldn't get NewNet off the ground, like nothing. When I say nothing, I mean nothing. If they couldn't get Sophiaverse off the ground, they couldn't even launch. And that thing was a dumpster fire anyway. Did you see the little stupid universe? Oh God, it was terrible. It was like a half-ass version, like a clunky crap version of Minecraft. Then there's Crap Gito, which never got out of the starting blocks. I mean, we could spend an hour talking about how stupid those people are. I mean, you can just keep going down the list. Everything they've launched has crashed. Everything. Rejuve, it doesn't even need a goddamn token. And they're doing an airdrop. Why? Because long ago, the contention was everybody that owns AGIX tokens is going to get a piece, some tokens, from all of the new spinoff projects. This wasn't something they insinuated. It's something that they all said. Janet said it. Ben said it. Everyone said it. Everyone. And then they just kind of got quiet about it. So of course they're giving away Rejuve tokens. The token that doesn't even need to exist. What's funny is Rejuve is the one company that's actually pretty cool. Rejuve is pretty cool. And yes, Brent, we're going to talk about Sui. We're going to talk about Aptos. We got a lot to talk about today, but I want to get through this just so that everybody knows the background. Rejuve never needed a token. It's not a crypto company. Period. So it's like, I know, but even if you got rid of your HIX, you still get tokens from remember, right before the merge, if you own tokens right before the merge, you still get spin-off tokens. So don't Don't just not get them. If they're going to give you something for free, get them and sell them. If it gets you $48, cool. Go to McDonald's. That gets you 2 value meals. Maybe. What do those things cost now? Well, don't get the Egg McMuffin, because that'll be about $74. Eggs are like gold. Anyway, yeah. Okay, so we'll get into it. Anyway, that's the background. Now you guys know it. They cleanly severed, and that's the end of it. So, yeah. Okay, let's talk about Sui. Why Sui so green, bro? Sui jumps 14%. It's 14% after it partners with Donald Trump's World Liberty Financial. What? Eric highlights Sui's innovation and scalability as key reasons for aligning with World Liberty Financial. Okay, all right. I'm listening, you scammer. Sui, a prominent layer 1 blockchain platform, has announced a collaboration with World Liberty Financial, a DeFi protocol partly owned by President Donald Trump. This partnership aims to foster a more open and transparent financial ecosystem. I love those. I love those open and transparent ecosystems. They're my favorite. Get off my screen, advertisement. I ain't trying to buy whatever you're selling. The native Sui token is up quite a bit on the day. Matter of fact, we can go over here and see it. It's having a decent little day. Decent little day, Sui. Sweet little tart. As part of the collaboration, Wilfy, remember, World Liberty Financial, Wilfy, plans to incorporate Sui assets into its macro strategy, a strategic token reserve designed to support leading blockchain projects. This move aligns with Wilfy's mission to strengthen the global standing of the US dollar within the DeFi space. Okay. Indirectly and impossibly okay. Eric Trump, serving as Wilfy's Web3 ambassador, expressed enthusiasm about the partnership, highlighting Sui's American innovation and its scalability as key factors in their decision. Now, you know, if it's an asset from America, it's liable to be announced to be in this basket of American assets, which again, they can say whatever they want. It still has to go through this working group and it still has to push through Congress. I don't think half of this shit's going to get through. I think it's going to be Bitcoin and maybe Ethereum. And I think that's it. Like, that's it. That's all of it. But cool, man. So we're very excited to work with Sui and explore the innovative opportunities this collaboration presents, said Eric Trump. Zach Folkman, Wilfy's co-founder, emphasized that Sui's attributes complement their goal of expanding decentralized financial access to a broader audience. We choose Sui for its American-born innovation. And remember, Sui comes from the DNA is from the original. Well, it's on the Move blockchain, and it comes from the original. Remember the DM stablecoin that didn't really happen over at Facebook, which is now Meta. So all that from there. Also, Aptos is on the Move blockchain also, which is why I have some Aptos news for you. Anyway, Evan Chang, co-founder and CEO of Mistin Labs, Mistin, whatever, the original contributor to Sui, remarked that the collaboration could redefine asset storage and utilization globally. He underscores a shared vision of individuals regaining control over their financial assets and their digital presence. Yes, this is for the people. Sui is for the people. Sui has experienced significant growth over the past year, becoming one of the fastest growing layer 1 blockchains. Price-wise, probably. The platform has attracted numerous institutional builders and products, recently surpassing 70 billion in decentralized exchange volume, which isn't really all that much, I don't think, and amassing over 67 million accounts. That's cool. World Liberty Financial has built significant crypto holdings since its inception, transferring 307 million in digital assets to Coinbase Prime for treasury management and increasing holdings by 103 million after receiving additional investment support. The project, Wilfy, focuses on promoting US-pegged stablecoins and maintaining dollar dominance in global finance through its DeFi offerings. That's a bunch of word soup, kind of bullshitty stuff that doesn't mean anything. But anyway, so yeah, Sui and World Liberty Financial. Say what? Some sweet stuff. Sweet stuff. Okay, let's go over to Aptos for un momentito, which is catching a tiny. It was better yesterday when the news kind of first popped, but no, sorry. That was 12 months. Let's go 24 hour. It was better when the news first popped, but it's still not terrible. So let's talk about Aptos. Bitwise files to list a spot Aptos ETF. And so right now, I guess Aptos is about the 36th largest. It's number 36 in the list. Yes. Bitwise filed a spot ETF application for Aptos on March 5th, a layer 1 blockchain founded by 2 former Facebook employees, once touted as a Solana killer, which is weird because Solana was an Ethereum killer, and Ethereum was a Bitcoin killer, and Bitcoin was a bank killer, and there's a lot of killers, man. This is a violent ecosystem. Crypto asset manager Bitwise has filed to list a spot Aptos exchange-traded fund in the U.S., a token created by a team led by 2 former Facebook, now Meta, employees in 2022. Bitwise filed an S1 registration statement to list the Bitwise Aptos ETF on March 5th, 8 days after Bitwise indicated it would make such a filing when it registered a trust linked to the Aptos ETF in Delaware on February 28th. The Aptos filing adds to the list of all coins currently in the line to win the security regulator's approval. Bitwise opted not to include a staking feature for the proof-of-stake powered Aptos blockchain and listed Coinbase Custody as the proposed custodian of the spot Aptos ETF. It has yet to specify which stock exchange it would be listed on. Ugh. A proposed fee or ticker wasn't included either. Bitwise will also need to file a 19B-4 form for its Aptos ETF application and for the SEC to acknowledge it before the 240-day clock begins for the SEC to make a decision. So this is them saying that they're going to say something. There's still a lot of paperwork to be done. But anyway, cool. Filed it. They intend, I guess, at some point, they at least want to have it in line to launch it. Let's see. Bitwise also filed to list a spot Solana ETF, an XRP ETF, a Dogecoin ETF. So it's not like they always pick winners, right? But anyway, while Bitwise, other U.S. spot ETFs have been aimed at the top tokens by market cap, Aptos appears to be an outlier, ranking 36th by market cap of $3.8 billion, according to CoinGecko at the time. Aptos was developed by Aptos Labs, a company founded by 2 former Facebook employees, Mo Sheikh and Avery Ching, in 2021. It emerged as a potential Solana killer. I think Mo booked it, right? Mo moved his ass on out of there. Anyway, okay. I mean, they have a staking. Bitwise launched a staking ETP for Aptos, an exchange-traded product on Switzerland's SIX Swiss exchange in November that offers a 4.7% return staking on like a staking yield, which is pretty cool. I know over at Bitrue right now, Bitrue. What is Aptos getting? Oh, you know what? Aptos was getting 5% over there. I don't know if it is anymore. I know that Sui is getting 4%. I know that DeBridge is getting 5% over at Bitrue. Again, I'm not telling anyone to go use those exchanges. I'm just saying. There you go. Okay. Whew. Okay. Now we should have some speculation. We should talk a little bit. We gotta go. Well, let's see. It'll get better. Let's go. Oh, real quick. Did everybody do their Rejuve thing? Did you guys do your? Did everybody here sign up? Connect your wallet and sign up. Again, just real quick. I'm just gonna put this in the chat. This is the website where you go, and if you had tokens before the merge, which let's just say if you had tokens leading up to April 3rd, 2024, if you had AGIX tokens, yeah, they don't have the connection yet, but you connect your MetaMask wallet, the same wallet that you don't need to have the tokens now, the wallet that you had the tokens in. You connect that wallet, and it will show, yes, oh, you are going to get the airdrop, or it'll say no, you won't. So you got to click through until you find the wallet that owned AGIX prior to when they took the snapshot. Okay, cool. But you should do that. Don't fail to register. You have 25 days, so you have some time to do it. But anyway, do that. Someone's giving you free money. Cool. Where can I send? James, why do you always yell? James is always yelling. Buddy, uncap lock. Where can I send your USDT to cash in on some money to my bank from MetaMask? Wait, what are you asking? Where can you send USDT to cash in money to my bank? Well, one, you can exit directly from MetaMask. You guys know that, right? You can go from MetaMask right back to your bank. They now allow you to cash out. I'm sure they charge some fee. You can go over to Kraken. You can go from Kraken back to your bank account. You can go to Coinbase. You can go from Coinbase back to your bank account. Easy peasy, bro. Matter of fact, if you have to look at where it is to convert. It may be cheaper to convert, like using the bridge, but you could use the bridge and swap to USDC. USDC is treated as cash at Coinbase. You wouldn't even have to sell the tether. You could just, it's cash. But I think they let you convert USDT to USDC on Coinbase for free. Best believe. All right. Whew. We're knocking it out. We're knocking it out here, peeps. We're doing some good stuff. We're doing good work. We're doing the Lord's work. Okay. Here. Let me just, because I'm so graphically inclined. Let's talk about who did and who did not get invited to the White House. Let's see. Who's attending? Anticipation is high within the crypto industry over Donald Trump's March 7th, that's tomorrow, bros, White House event. The event is being touted as a deciding factor in the future of crypto in the U.S. This is just Trump wanting to have a fun Friday. They're going to have those sugar cookies and punch and stuff like that. This is just fun Fridays at the White House. Everybody wear a red tie. We're going to have fun. Okay. However, the big question remains, who will be invited? Well, we know who won't be. There's two people, me and Charles Hoskinson. We won't be invited. Anyway, several crypto executives and key opinion leaders, exciting, are expected to grace the summit. They say that because douchebag Mick MicroStrategy is showing up too. Can you imagine? I bet there's some heated finger pointing, your cryptocurrency sucksing from the Bitcoin community at Brad Garlic Mouth and all those other douchebags. Oh, it's gonna be good. Anyway, key figures set for the roundtable. This big crypto roundtable. Fox business reporter Eleanor Tourette noted that around 25 participants would attend the roundtable meeting. These will include members from the president's working group on digital assets, PWGDA, PUGDA. Yeah, I would crash it if they wouldn't, shoot me on the White House lawn. Okay, a recent report reveals that around 11 crypto executives have been confirmed, with 2 White House staff joining the group. Citing familiar sources, claims notable names like I can't even get it out of my brain now. My brain is transposing. Micro Saylor, Bo Hines, and David Sachs are confirmed attendees. She added, unclear as of now who aside from Bo Hines and David Sachs will be in attendance. But if you go back to Donald Trump's executive order, the PWG also includes Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, Attorney General Pam Bondi, the SEC Chair, the CFTC Chair, and others. Woo! Crypto.com CEO will be attending, which is funny because that's a scummy company with scummy people running a. That whole thing's a goddamn dumpster fire, man. Anyway, never mind. Don't listen. Public service announcement. Get your fucking stuff off of crypto.com. That is a rot. It is a fucking mess, and those guys are crooked. I mean, they've always been crooked, like since the beginning. And all you needed, doesn't matter. Anyway, just keep your money off crypto.com. How about that? All right. So who's attending? Oh, let me see if I can put this graphic. Is that a graphic? Oh, it's not even a graphic. God dang it. Okay. Maybe I can make it a graphic. How much you want? Let's see. How bad do you want this graphic? Ooh, I'm so good. Real time, bro. I just did that in real time. You're welcome. Hold on, let me take this banner. Make that bigger. You're welcome. You're welcome, universe. Okay. Confirmed. MicroStrategy. Well, strategy. Microsailor. The CEO of Bitcoin Magazine, David Bailey. Matt Huang, co-founder of Paradigm. JP Richardson, CEO of Exodus. Kyle Samani, managing partner at Multicoin Capital. Zach Witkoff, co-founder of Trump-linked World Liberty Financial, of course. Sergey Nazarov, oh yeah, the scumbag from Chainlink. That's funny. What a douchebag. That guy's a creep. He's not a thief, but he's a creep. But I don't think he ends up in prison. He's not one of those kind of creeps. He's just like creepy, don't leave your kids with him kind of guy. Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase. Vlad Tenev, CEO of Robinhood, scumbag extraordinaire who may end up in prison at some point. Arjun Sethi, CEO of Kraken, cool. Those guys are cool. Kraken guys are cool. Oh yeah, we already said the CEO of Crypto.scam. Oh, and Brad Garlic-Mouth, the CEO of Ripple, who does not belong in that group. Unconfirmed, Kathy Wood, founder and CEO of ARK Investment. Vitalik Buterin, co-founder of Ethereum. I hope Vitalik shows up, but I don't know if those doors are big enough to let his head through. Jeremy Allaire, co-founder and CEO of Circle. That dude's cool. Paolo Arduino, CEO of Tether. He's not going to show up because he's probably worried about arrest warrants. Unconfirmed. Yeah, Charles Hoskinson, unconfirmed because no one likes him. Natalie Yakovenko, founder of Solana, scumbag, like numero uno. Mark Andreessen. They probably won't invite Mark Andreessen because he's gone crazy lately. He's just kind of nutty. Anyway, co-founder and general partner at Andreessen Horowitz, A16Z, early investor in Ripple. Yeah, he's gone nuts. And then from the White House, Bo Hines, David Sachs, Mark Uyeda, Carolyn Pham, and then the unconfirmed is Lutnick, Bessick, and Bondi. Okay. So there you have it. Although this Eleanor Terrett, the reporter, did not name Brad Garlic-Mouth as a confirmed attendee, he hinted at his appearance at the event in a recent post. Of course, he's going to go because he's a scumbag and he's trying to fucking line everyone's pockets so that they treat his garbage project like it's something real. So while plans are not fully finalized, Terrett noted that a larger party was being planned for broader industry participants. Oh, it's funny. So they're going to have like the meeting, and then they're going to have like a party. Hey, you guys can come to the party. You're just not in the meeting. That's like being in a club, but then they don't let you to the VIP. They're like, oh no, the adults are the VIP, but you guys can stay out here. We have Kool-Aid and cookies for you morons. Oh, sweet. Okay, I guess I'll just sit over here on this table and talk to someone that looks like Charles. Okay. A larger invite-only reception is being planned across the street from the White House for those not invited to the roundtable meeting. How much do you guys want to bet that Charles goes to this thing, this reception, and tells people he got invited, but leaves off the fact that he didn't get invited to the White House? How much you want to bet? Oh, buddy, there's only a day left. I'll bet you there's a video today where Charles says, I will be going to Washington. And everybody be like, ooh, his ass is going to be across the street at this stupid ass party. The second, what is it? What do you call it? The second place party? The party for the whatever. I don't know. For all the people that got the silver and bronze medal, you guys get a party. All right. So there we go. That's that. A lot of people had said you need to have Vitalik there. I think that makes a lot of sense. I don't know why Kathy Wood being there makes any sense. I don't think she would add anything to the conversation. I don't think Michael Saylor belongs there either. People had proposed Charles Hoskinson, Jeremy Allaire, and Anatoly Yakovenko, but no one wants to hear. I mean, Jeremy Allaire might be interesting because of his, affiliation with Circle, but no one cares what Charles has to say, and really no one cares what the Solana CEO has to say. There's not anything for them to say. They're not innovators. None of these guys have built anything new. They're kind of just, following the footsteps of Ethereum. But anyway, the roundtable on Friday would, I guess, include Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss, which would be funny because they fucking hate Ripple and Cardano. I mean, hate with a kind of like a really aggressive, like even borderline, like uncomfortable kind of, like if you think I hate, like the way I think ASI is a scam, to 10 orders of magnitudes more, they think Cardano and to an extent Solana, but Cardano and XRP are just a racket, just a dumpster fire. Anyway, good for them. Trump recently announced plans to launch a crypto reserve featuring various assets. However, key figures have called for the crypto reserve to focus on Bitcoin as the sole asset. And this decision could be made at Friday's meeting. It's going to be everybody saying, all in favor of Bitcoin being the only asset. Everyone's going to raise their hand. All opposed. It's going to be Brad Garlinghouse. Well, Ripple, guys, we're gonna reset the Great Reset. Shut the fuck up. Go steal more money from investors, you douchebag. So anyway, that's gonna be awesome. Awesome. Who knows? We might get some cool stuff out of tomorrow. Hard to say, Hard to say. What's this one? Oh, the Ethereum logo. Oh, we don't need that, do we? What's this one? Oh, the White House. No, we don't need that. It'll be interesting to see who shows up. What's this one? Ooh, that one's cool. So let's see who shows up. Okay, and then finally, my last bit of news is, for those of you that are curious, the second phase of the FTX creditor distributions. So if you're owed FTX money and you didn't get it yet, the FTX plans to start the next distribution for debt recovery on May 30th. The bankruptcy process has attracted a fair amount of criticism from creditors who claim administrators have mismanaged assets. Of course they have. They're getting paid by... Think about this for a second. Let's look at the incentive model. You're the executor of a bankruptcy. You're in charge of a bankruptcy. You're managing the bankruptcy. You get charged, and your team and anyone you appoint, $450 an hour for years. Think about that for a second. You get $450 an hour. Is it in your best interest to get this thing done quickly and correctly, or to drag this thing out for months that turn into years? You don't have to be like a game theory genius. You don't have to be John Nash to get this. I get paid $450 an hour every hour. All my friends get paid $450 an hour. Fuck, let's run this thing until we get fired. Let's just keep going. They have to pay us, and it comes out of the money that would have been going to creditors, which weren't going to get shit anyway, so they should be happy. So why shouldn't we get rich in the process? Oh, they justify it. They couch it like, oh, we're doing them a solid. Come on, man. How many lawyers does it take to do this? All this shit could be done on ChatGPT. I mean, really, it probably could all be done on the O1 model with reasoning. This is so stupid. FTX CEO John Ray will receive $41 million as compensation. This motherfucker Remember, he wasn't part of the company. This is the guy who came in and took over to handle the receivership. He's getting $41 million. Is anybody cool with that? Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just kind of like, curmudgeon. Does anybody think that this guy, this a-hole, deserves $41 million for handling this bankruptcy? This dude just got wealthy. That's wealth. 41 million bucks is wealth from handling this bankruptcy. Does anyone think that's a little bullshitty? That's like uncomfortably bullshitty to me. Like, anyway, failed crypto exchange FTX will start the next phase of its claim distribution by May 30th, 2025. Popular creditor Sunil Kaburi recently disclosed this in a tweet, noting that Kraken Exchange is now sending emails to customers to confirm this. Great. And so Kraken is sending out, in fact, I'll show you, sending out this email. Looks like this. That is the email. Hey, we're grateful that you've chosen Kraken as your person. Grateful. You don't have a fucking choice. You don't have a choice. We're grateful that you've chosen Kraken as your preferred platform for receiving funds. Man, they said Kraken, you go to Kraken. Like, what choice do you have? Anyway, so cool. The anticipated record date of the next distribution will be April 11th, 2025. For holders of allowed claims of FTX's Class 5 customer entitlement claims and Class 6 general unsecured claims as defined in the plan. So you have to make a lot of plans and a lot of classifications, spend a lot of time on it. Otherwise, the lawyers that are working, they can't get their tens of millions of dollars for tedious, bullshitty work, again, that AI could do in about 14 and a half seconds. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly it. The lawyers get paid and everybody else gets stuffed. They get pegged and not by choice. Meanwhile, a copy of the email received by those who picked Kraken as their preferred platform to receive their refund added that all updates about the process will be available at the FTX claim portal. However, creditors who aren't meant to receive their funding through FTX Bahamas are complaining that they have yet to receive any information on when they will receive them. Remember, there's 141 countries that they can't send money to. There's people in 141 countries that don't get shit because they're not allowed to receive these payouts. I think that guy earned too much. I think 41 million is a little bit steep. FTX CEO John Ray III is set to get $41 million as compensation for navigating the bankruptcy, which is fucking absurd, with $38.1 million as an incentive fee and $3 million as a completion fee. Incentive? What? This dude is rich for nothing. For taking what is there and giving it back to the people that own it? Man, what a scam. What a rot. God, man. I would be irate. I mean, luckily I wasn't one of the fucking idiots stupid enough to leave money on FTX. But if you were, doesn't mean, idiot just means you didn't have the information. Doesn't mean you're stupid. But if you were idioted into using FTX and you got vacuumed, I feel for you, because these guys, John Ray included, are fucking you over bad. It's like unbelievable bullshit. Anyway, many creditors, believe the fee is outrageous given the outcome of the process. One user said, money paid by creditors while tens of billions of value were lost in the midst of absurd ways due to ineptitude or current mismanagement. It's so fucking stupid. Some creditors are now calling for the court to disapprove the fee, which has already been approved by an ad hoc independent board. Oh, yeah, I'm sure. And ratified by the wind down board. Creditors who want to oppose the fee must submit an objection before March 24th. Please, if you get the opportunity to object to this, object to this. This guy deserves to be paid what a lawyer would be paid for, 8 hours a day for about 6 months of work. And that's being really generous. Really generous. He has nothing on the line. He got people nothing. They did, look, this dude did Nothing outside of the norm. He doesn't deserve. He's not fucking Elon Musk. He didn't build up Tesla. He didn't land rockets backwards on Earth. He didn't fucking do anything except take money that was owed to people and give it to a few of them, which he hasn't done yet. Like, he made an Excel spreadsheet. This motherfucker doesn't deserve $41 million. What a dick. Anyway, yeah. And now, scam banker and fraud chicken is citing that the exchange could have survived if it had not filed for bankruptcy in his appeal against the conviction. Yeah, because you're looking at the prices of things now and saying, oh, we would have been fine. Like, nope, that's not a logical argument. As observed, the value of FTX assets, if they were not sold off after the bankruptcy, would be around $77 billion as of the start of March. Yeah, but that's not the way the world works. You can't pick a random moment in time and say, well, if I had all that money now, look how rich I'd be. That's the same thing as people saying, oh, well, if I had bought Bitcoin on day one and I had held it till now, look how rich I'd be. Therefore, the $70 million I stole from the bank, it doesn't count. Because look, I could give the bank the money back. Bitch, you still stole the money. That appeal, I feel like, will fall on deaf ears. Oh man, you can't make this stuff up. $41 million. You imagine all the work people do in their life. The few people that may achieve that number. $41 million. This motherfucker for making a big Excel spreadsheet. He walked in and there was a bunch of bank accounts. There was a bunch of internal accounts. He just threw it in a pile and started divvying it up. And for this, he gets $41 million. Holy crap. What a scam. Ugh, Jesus. I don't know what to say, man. Talk about undeserved reward. You know, we joke about that. Like, there's nothing more frustrating than undeserved reward. It's the dude that wins the lottery that starts going out giving financial advice, and you're like, oh, okay, Roger, you won the lottery. You went to 7-Eleven. You were buying a vape refill because you're a fucking junkie, and when you had $3 left, so you bought 3 lottery tickets. You won the lottery. Don't come out here between puffs of smoke in your new Ferrari giving us fucking financial advice. Just go live in Beverly Hills and lie to them about how you had a plan. This fucking guy, $41 million, that even makes me mad. Ugh. Yeah, my buddy, he was a trial lawyer. He was a federal trial lawyer. And I said, what made you want to be a lawyer? Because I was doing it cool. I did it really cool. He represented a bunch of serial killers. Like I say, a bunch, like 3 or 4 different serial killers, which is pretty cool. Because you think, like, one lawyer is not going to represent a bunch of different serial killers. But throughout his career, he represented a couple different serial killers. And he told me people go to law school when they have NMS. You know what NMS is? No marketable skills. People go to law school when they have no marketable skills. And this is coming from a guy who represented Henry Lee Lucas, for a time Otis Toole, and he was the first lawyer of the Oklahoma City bomber, Timothy McVeigh. So this is a guy who he's got, he's repped some clients. No marketable skills. Gosh. Yeah, he probably did a quick pick too. Son of a bitch. Yeah, now he's telling us how to live our life. Well, I think you should invest in bonds. Shut up, Roger. Shut your mouth, Roger. Anyway, to all the Rogers out there. Okay. Well, if there aren't any final questions, let's take just a couple minutes to look at markets pre-summit, and then we'll call it a day. All right, let's do some pre-summit market looking adding, and then yeah. All right, we're looking at these old fat ass markets. let me get rid of this stupid thing. There's always like one little dummy advertisement meme coin. Okay, the Bitcoin, it was around, it got as high as 92 earlier, floating around 90,000. I think it gets a bump tomorrow. I feel like Ethereum gets a bump tomorrow, but I don't know, or leading in. These kinds of things never produce the results people want. I would expect that wherever the market is tomorrow, you will see some relief and mostly sell off. So that being said, the things I talked about behind the wall yesterday are things I will probably do throughout the day today and early into the summit before the reality of not much coming out of it sets in. There's a couple assets on here that I think will not perform as well as people think. I think some things are going to take a hit when they are perhaps not included in some kind of reserve. And if there is, and no one knows, but and if they come to some consensus that it's Bitcoin and Bitcoin only, then Bitcoin's going to catch a bid, and these other things are going to shit the bed. Like, so keep that in mind. Okay. What else going on? Well, Sui's catching a bid. We know why. Aptos is Ondo, we're watching it because so many of you guys are interested in it. I looked at it again. I get it. It's a DeFi play. Okay. It does not look all that interesting to me. I know it's being pumped by KOLs and key opinion leaders, and it's basically being spam pumped. Now, part of when we look at an asset, part of it is, what would dummies do? Is it going to be, pumped by spam and people, rah, 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 rah. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of that going on. I don't see a lot of quality in it. There's not much. Like, I tried to kind of do a basic 5 Ts on it, and it doesn't to me look super exciting, but as a what would dummies do play, there may be something there. So I don't know. I'm just going to circle it over and over and just kind of look a few more times and see if it looks more interesting. I mean, maybe as a trade, but it just doesn't look like they do anything all that interesting. I mean, like, nothing they do is all that interesting. It's not technologically like nothing they do is interesting. So it's but it might be a what would dummies do play. I don't know. Okay. Algorand, I'm indecisive what the future is. I'm thinking that there's just not much more juice in that fruit. I don't know where it can go but down. I don't know. I'm grappling with that. I still have a big position of Algorand that I kind of bought. I probably kind of bought it because I thought that Scaramucci would be able to pump it one way or another, but that hasn't been the case. Bullish, dead, quiet and weirdly quiet. But again, optimism under $1. I liked optimism under $2, and I bought at $2. My last purchase, but whatever. I like it, holding it, not moving it. Graph, it's odd. It's going to be around for a while because it's part and parcel to Ethereum. You need it. So I don't know why it's where it is, but it is where it is. Jupiter is down on the day. I think people were expecting a vote to launch or something like that. I don't know. I actually don't know why it's 2%, but it's down on the week pretty hardcore, and it's down on the 90-day, but everything's down on the 90-day. So you can't really, there's not a lot of information there. But the recent information is just, it's not having a great month. So we'll see. Matic, quiet, and in my opinion, almost useless. Almost useless. Spam, worthless. I think there's value there, and I like kind of where that's at for Arweave. But Arweave is not a very popular asset. It's kind of indirectly interesting to a lot of people. Let's see what's our total market cap. See, we're still below 3. I think we got to be above 3. I don't feel comfortable when this thing's below 3. By the way, GMRT still not on here, but I can try again. No. However, it did bump up, went from 5 cents to 6 cents, I think, today. That's kind of cool, right? GMRT, let's see. Matter of fact, we can take a look at it over MEXC. Oh, 5.8, so it did get up to the 6 cent range. Okay, nice little bump there, from where she were yesterday. A little bit lower there, All right. Anyway, yeah, and they haven't rolled out their mainnet yet. I think that's still 2 weeks away, something like that. So yeah, so that's where we're at. I don't need to go any further, do I? And show you the dumpster coins. JLP still doing, just surviving, doing fine. Let's see. NoNet, big surprise, garbage. Hypercycle, well, they're selling as much as they can every day. Who cares? Somebody that asked earlier, how often do I speak with Tufi? We just got off of a conference call 20 minutes before the show, 25 minutes before the show started. So I talk to Tufi every Thursday and every Friday, and then usually, and those are hour long or hour and a half long. And then again, we usually talk once during the weekend, and then in the early part of the week, we message back and forth. So they're doing a lot, but they have their own timeline for releasing information, and it's not on me to pre-release their release stuff. Oh, good for you. Nice one. I don't even know what Arrow is, man. I'd have to take a look. Yeah. But yeah, listen, if you guys have ideas, if you guys have done the 5 Ts on something and it looks like quality, offer it up and we'll get to it. We'll take a look and see. I mean, I like to find quality assets. It's just, what are you gonna sell, right? What good thing are you gonna sell for the unknown thing? I know that there's the shiny new toy, right? Like, oh, this thing's cool, it's new, people love it, yeah, but shiny new toy ain't always so shiny. So just be careful about that. Don't be careful that you're not just diluting your potential of your portfolio by buying just a crap box full of assets. Let's not do that. All right. On that note, stay in school. Don't do drugs. Don't do anything my poor insolvent drunk struggling on meth. Hack job grandmother wouldn't do. It's very little. I don't know when Brandon comes back, but probably next week. But anyway, yeah. Let's see what happens with the summit. Could be interesting. Could be some early news blurbs. I think you should see a sell-off towards the end of tomorrow, middle or end of tomorrow, because I think whatever news that comes out of there is never going to be enough to make people happy. So this seems kind of obvious to me. I imagine things will look worse off tomorrow night, but tomorrow morning things could be fun and exciting and jubilant again. So we'll see.